happening, everybody? Hey, guys.
Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. We're recording this on a Saturday because we did our show last night, and now we've got Bill and Stacey Schofield on today. This is the Married Life episodes. So this is episode 9 already. So this episode's kind of coming off of our last episode, which was why we didn't have kids. Right. So we wanted to bring some friends on that have kids. And kind of get your perspectives on why did you have kids, right?
Well, I mean, not really, but kind of.
I know why a lot of people have kids.
Yeah, most people have kids.
Yeah. So, all right. So
hi, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you?
How you guys doing?
Good.
Just hanging out on a Saturday. Thanks for joining us today.
Absolutely.
And
no worries, guys.
being so patient while we figured out the technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties kill podcasts.
Well, so it's good for Stacey to take a peek behind the curtain when I'm trying to start a show and 5 minutes before it's supposed to happen, I'm up here swearing at everything.
Yes.
That is my life. I swear to God.
It's my ears too. So I totally get it.
At least Greg brought all the cords this time.
Yeah.
It was sitting on the floor literally right next to me.
Guess what? I told him to make a list. He still hasn't made a list. No. So he'll forget it again next time.
It's all right.
Put that on the list.
Right.
It's all good. So cheers, guys. Thanks again for joining us.
So first question, how did you guys meet?
Do you want the real story?
Yeah, of course.
The dirty details.
So, okay, but be honest, though.
Yeah, I'll be honest. So we knew each other in high school. Unfortunately, I was pretty unobtainable at that point, so she had to wait for a while. But then,
I was actually fucking his best friend. So
there you go.
Not my best friend.
Not anymore, anyway.
But no. So I happen to be kind of, I don't even call it dating, friendly with one of her friends one summer, and this girl was like, "Hey, my friend wants to come ride motorcycles with you and your friend." And I was like, "Oh, cool." And then she showed up, and we went and rode motorcycles around our little town in North Carolina. And then she told her friend, like, "Hey, I really like Bill. He's a cool guy. Give him my number." Never got the number. And then about 2 weeks later, she finally got my number from somebody and was like, "Why did you never call me?" I was like, "Well, I never got your number." So I think there might have been some jealousy there with her friend.
Probably. That's absolutely
trying to keep you to herself.
And
you guys are legitimately high school sweethearts.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. You were right out of high school when we first started dating.
Yeah, it was summer of 07.
Yeah, so then
Summer of 07? So you guys have been together a while, yeah. That's when we got married. We got married in 07 as well.
We got married in 07. So
the really funny story about that night on the motorcycles was the morning before, me and all my friends woke up hungover and went and got breakfast at Sonic.
Oh, yeah.
And she worked there, and she was our waitress or car hop or whatever. And at the time, you couldn't put tips on the card, on a debit card. And I was paying with a debit card, and I felt really bad. I was like, "Oh, I recognize this girl from high school. Like, I feel bad. Like, I can't tip you. I'll come back later, like with cash. Like, what time are you here till?" And she just looks at me and goes, "I don't need your damn money." Right? Takes off.
Nice.
And then later that night, that same night, here she comes with this girl. I was like, "Fucking Christ, here we go."
That's fun. I was going to say something inappropriate, but I stopped myself.
You're allowed to.
He did give her a tip still.
Oh.
Just the tip.
Stop it.
Do you want to hear a funny story? Our neighbor bought, I guess she could buy these, I don't want to say dirty messages she bought like a cookie with dirty messages. It must be a joke between them, but she got it and she said, it just said, "Just the tip."
Kind of. I don't know.
That's no fun.
Hey, so did you guys know you wanted to did each of you know that eventually in life you wanted to have kids?
No.
I did. Yes.
Okay. I think girls do.
Girls.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So you did, Bill. What you didn't think about it, right? Because at that age, you're like, I don't want to get anyone pregnant.
And I know when we first got married, we were living in Des Moines, and we had this ballin' ass loft apartment.
Yeah.
That was like
Downtown.
super modern downtown. Our view was of like this cool sculpture park.
Yeah.
And we were like, every night it was like happy hours.
Just party. Yep.
We were like kids. Who the fuck wants those things?
So how old were you guys at this point? Real quick, how old were you guys?
We got married pretty young. I was
Yeah.
24.
I was 22 when we got married.
Okay.
Yeah, so this would have been, we would have been in our, mid 20s.
Yeah. And even then, like when we talked about having kids, it was like one kid because they're not gonna like, wreck our lifestyle. Like we're gonna do a
Exactly.
party, and like, but no.
Yeah, no. And
I
Stacey
think
also
everybody thinks that, right?
she runs it here, so she's like, I don't want to deal with kids when I get home. But yeah, I guess it just kind of happened. I mean,
Was
How
that
long were you married when you finally had kids? Like, how long had you been a married couple?
3 or 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
so you
Right
got
after-
to party some and do the
And yeah.
regular life?
And
We
like,
still have fun though.
yeah. And I think like 2 years after we were married, like that's when we bought a house. And then we waited 2 more years.
Yeah.
And then we had a kid. And then we waited 3 more years, had another kid. So we kind of took our time with it. But
That's awesome.
yeah.
Well, what's nice is because you were a little bit younger, they'll be out, to the house when you're still in your 40s, 50s,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
the middle 40s. You'd be like, get out, don't the door hit
Yeah.
you.
We were just
Yeah.
talking about that today. The way things are tracking, the kids are going to be out of the house and the house is going to be paid for like the same time. It's going to be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, that's vacation. That's when you think
you'll be
about
balling
retiring
then.
at that
Like,
point.
that's
Almost.
That's
money.
when we could buy our house in fucking Honduras or something.
Wherever,
It's wild.
Right.
Costa Rica or some shit. Exactly.
Yeah.
You have 2 boys?
We do. We
Um,
got the oldest just turned 6 and the
Okay.
youngest will be 3 in a couple weeks.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So it's probably funny as your 6-year-old. I mean, your 3-year-old's starting to be a little self-sufficient, but would you say by 6 they're pretty self-sufficient, or do they still
Like
require
they
a
can
lot
wipe
of
their own butts.
care
least.
and handling?
Yeah, they're
Brooks is very like like he takes his own showers, like he cleans his own ears, he brushes his own teeth, he dresses himself, he like makes his own bed. Not very good to my standards, but he tried. Like
Effort is effort. Exactly.
I love it. I love like this age
yeah.
because they're kind of doing their own thing. They
Yeah,
don't want to
he's,
be bothered.
he's in kindergarten now, so
Mhm.
That's cool.
he's away for a couple hours a day.
So what's your favorite part about being parents? Like literally. Like what do you think? Like it's hard to probably put a pin on something like a question like that, but is it just watching these little humans grow? Is it new
It is.
experiences for them?
Yeah,
The tax returns are pretty dope, but
Yeah.
Right.
nice.
it does not equate. People say that it does not equate
No.
to the cost of the actually physical and mental costs of
Mhm.
raising children, especially at this age.
Mhm.
Because it is. We're just getting out of, like they said, 6. You're getting self-sufficient, but for a while, having 2 young kids
Two
that needed
toddlers, right?
everyone,
Yeah,
like it's tough,
yeah.
But
You see your face, Stacey, and you're like, yeah, you're just like playing that reel in your head.
yeah.
Yeah, just all those.
Well, the crazy thing is that, like I said, Stacey runs a daycare, so
You should be
They're
used
with-
to this.
they're with her all day,
Mhm.
Wow.
right?
Yeah. With me all day. They were. Brooks is now in school, but now Graham's with me all day. And I come home, he's with me all night. So it's like very
Take this
exhausting.
child.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I'll be like, I'm
Yep.
just gonna go upstairs, like bottle wine, and like This Is Us, like my show I like to watch, and like close the door and like just leave me alone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she will.
I just need
I need you to
time.
do this. So, but yeah,
That's
no, it's fun watching them grow.
Mhm.
For me, especially now with Brooks, our oldest, getting a bit older, it's starting to become a little bit more fun for dad. We
Yeah.
play like Minecraft together. He goes to the
That's
MMA.
cool.
Yeah.
He comes to the MMA gym with me. Like I help teach him and some of the younger kids some of the MMA stuff.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's getting fun. There's still challenges.
Yeah.
6-year-olds are.
Yeah, like what challenges you guys seeing now? So that he's getting a little bit. Is he getting a little bit more rough and tumble? Like you're worried he's gonna break his arm or
More
some shit?
opinionated.
Not so much that, it's energy and attitude.
He is extremely intelligent for his age, and he speaks like an adult.
Wow.
So the biggest issue we have is
That's kind of scary.
he cusses, not to
Yeah.
us. He had at school, like his teacher
Oh yeah.
will come up to me and say, like the worst thing he's ever said was, I got a call from the teacher that he told a kid in the playground that he was going to, what did he say?
He said, "I'm going to shoot you in the fucking face."
Yes.
Yeah, that's your fault, Bill.
So,
I don't know where
mortified?
he's learned.
That's road rage is where that came from. He's sitting in his car seat and dad's
That
road
would be,
raging
no,
out.
road rage would be this one here.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. She's Spanish. Like, come on.
I know.
Beth like flips out. Somebody cuts her off.
Done.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
because Greg, I only road rage at him because I'm like, could you not be so much up his ass, please?
Like he should get out of the way. Right?
Were you mortified when the teacher? Like, what do you do when the teacher calls you and says?
I was mortified. I immediately called Bill, and I immediately called his mom.
I think I was in Nashville with Ross and Dan, right? Yeah, I was in Nashville with all the Drinking Bros guys, and got the call, and they were doing a live or pre-tape show.
Yeah.
And they come out like, what was that all? I was on air with them, and she kept calling me. I was like, man, something must have happened. Like, hold on, let me hop off with you guys. They're like, what happened? I was like, my kid just told another kid he's gonna shoot him in the fucking face. And of course, Dan Holloway was like, kid probably needs to get shot in the fucking face.
Yeah.
I was like, that's funny, but right now I have to be in dad mode.
Yeah. That was not thinking
So what happens? What's the ramifications of that besides them just calling you? I mean, are they bringing in like guidance counselors and shit?
No. So
if it was a chronic problem, I think they do like guidance counselor stuff, but it was a one-off thing, and it was bandaged at home.
Yeah, and he did say, like, well, I heard it from an older kid in the playground, third grader. Because I asked him, like, why would you ever say that? We don't speak like this at home. I mean, we don't talk like that. Like, why would you? And we monitor like like what he watches on like TVs and YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
And
kids are
he
all
was like,
YouTube.
I know.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I heard on the playground like this third grader said it, and I was like, so yeah. I mean, he was in trouble, like not like physical trouble. We didn't spank him for or anything like that. Because it was more like we wanted to him on like this is why you don't say this. These are threats. Like in the future, you can go to jail. Like you don't talk like that kind of thing.
I mean, you also have to understand, like to him, like there's the theory of a cuss word is weird to a kid. Like why is this word so bad?
Yeah.
You know,
right?
Mom and dad say it all the time.
Right. I almost feel like when you tell them don't do it, they want to do it, because now it's an adult
fruit, right?
Because you tell that, I've heard a lot of parents say it's a very adult word. So when you're an adult, you can use it.
And they want to be an adult.
When they're friends and their parents aren't around, they're using these adult words,
Yeah. Kevin Hart has a whole bit on that where it's like, you don't think your kids swear? Leave the house for 5 minutes. All the kids are like, dick, fuck, ass.
Yeah. They just like,
just because I think they just know, like it's
they know they're not allowed to say it around adults.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah. They say it with each other more than
I'm sure.
I did when I was a little kid. Absolutely.
Well, our soon-to-be 3-year-old, who is actually in speech therapy because he can't speak very well right now, can say "damn it" quite nicely. And I'm like, where did you learn this word from? He's like, he can't say his brother's name, so he's like, Adi says it, and I was like, I know you talking, Brooks. He's like, I swear, I never told him that.
I would never do that.
No.
Yeah. No.
Well, everything is learned from somebody else. So you have to blame the parents. Isn't that what we do?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know. We talk about it.
So we're like, we never say damn it. And then like halfway through the day, we're both like, I drop something like, God damn it.
No,
that's what I'm saying. Like you stub your toe.
So, but yeah, no, it's the swearing is one thing. I think right now for me moving forward from here, the more I think about it is just she alluded to it, like YouTube and tablets and things like that, and move forward, like the things you can access without even thinking about it on the internet now is insane.
I mean, on like kid-friendly mode, right? I mean,
there is, but there's some of the stuff he likes to watch is innocent, but it's not on for whatever reason. It won't be. It gets cut, like it gets censored out of the kid-friendly stuff. Yeah. And he hasn't gotten into anything.
Now his biggest obsession is just Minecraft, which is fine.
He never gotten into anything worrisome.
Like bumped into a porn or some shit like that on the internet.
A
little young for that. I mean, but still, it's gonna happen. You're gonna find him at like 13 years old, and he's gonna.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like how old? I mean, now, like one day somebody should tell him like go to Pornhub.com.
Oh Jesus, I can't. Yeah, that's a scary, slippery slope.
So funny story around that. So my nephew.
What'd you do?
Huh?
Oh, your nephew.
Yeah, my nephew, who we all thought he was the sweetest little boy. Like my brother, and my dad were like, he doesn't have girlfriends. He might be gay, and that's okay, And then this is when you still had to pay for the internet, like
AOL.com,
and you had to pay, I don't know. Well, it turns out they get their internet bill and it's like $300, and they go and they look at the bill and it's all porn.
Back in the
My
Wild
brother
West
was like,
days,
I guess he's not gay.
It was different back then.
How old was he?
he's not gay. He's just talking.
He was. I don't
He's in
remember,
his 30s now.
but it was
So
just 20 years ago. So this
Yeah.
is literally like AOL dial-up shit.
it was.
I had a friend who racked up like $1,500 worth of like porn subscriptions on his mom's credit card in high school.
Oh my God.
Back in the Wild West, we had to pay for that stuff.
I know.
I just downloaded. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't remember what I did, but it took forever for it to render.
You get it on Napster. You get it on Napster, and it would take like 15 minutes for a picture.
Yeah, exactly. But you got to keep the picture.
So you'd wait around for the picture to load just long enough to see like the boobs or something.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
like,
That's all
right,
you needed. That's all you needed back then.
So, what do you think? What's the hardest part about being a parent?
Parenting.
yeah, for me, patience.
Yeah.
Patience.
Patience is something that I will say as a parent, I struggle with a lot. Stacey helps me out with that a little bit, but I mean, just things like, our oldest just loves to find one annoying noise and just do it over and over and over and over and over to the point where I'm about ready to rip the countertops off.
But for me, like, 'cause I work with young children, like I can just tone out that noise
Right.
and I can have a full conversation. I can be like cleaning the house. I just don't even, but for Bill, it's like, oh my God, it's driving me crazy. And I'm like,
Yeah.
What is? He's like, that sound he's making. I'm like, oh, that's,
She's
oh.
like, I didn't even hear that. I'm like, how do you not hear it? Like, how do you not hear it?
Just, I'm used to it. I'm used to working chaos.
That's crazy.
Loud.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I think for me, like my hardest struggle would be like, I just feel like I never have time for myself, which I kind of don't really. Like, I feel like I'm always on parent mode 20. So
Well, you run a daycare on top of that. So yeah, absolutely.
but then on top of that, like, and then I just feel like I just never like just have time. And then eventually what happens in the evenings is that I explode on my children and my husband because I'm just like so done with the
Wound
day.
up,
And then-
basically. Well, you ball up. Yeah, you wind up, right? And get all that
Yeah.
energy,
Yeah.
whatever it is. Yeah, you're just like, I just need a minute.
Well, and
Yeah.
we keep hearing, especially with like all this COVID stuff, like how important it is you before everybody else. And I think that's really
How
hard
does
for
a
a mom
parent do
sometimes,
that?
like
Yeah. How do you
how do
be
you do
you?
you? And
Yeah.
because you don't have time,
Yeah, it's a very cliche buzzword now, but if you're a parent, especially with more than one,
Yeah.
like you have to have some kind of focus on like self-care. Like
Mhm.
like you can, I mean, it ruins relationships.
Mhm.
People that a mom at home all day and the husband doesn't get it, and,
Right.
and
Yeah.
then it can turn bitter. So you definitely gotta. Both parents have to be on board with it, but you have to have hobbies and things
Yeah.
that take you out of being a parent, even if it's for like an hour a day. Like
It
I do
doesn't
my
matter.
podcast.
It's just something, right?
Yeah.
It's just something.
So
I-
along that lines, how do you keep the romance in a marriage when you have kids? Because like you just said, you're both doing things,
There's so much shit going on.
out of the house, one's in the house. How
Yeah.
do you set aside time? Do you have like rules? Because I think I
Yeah.
shared that if we had a kid, because we talked about it,
There were very
I
specific
negotiated.
guidelines.
I need a babysitter at least every other weekend so that we can get out of the house and do something together.
Yeah.
So I think for us, we're really lucky because we have a lot of family that live here. So my mom keeps the boys every Friday night,
Oh,
which
that's
is nice. Yes, but I'm in a bowling league. Well, they're out of town, obviously.
You're in a bowling
Yeah.
league?
I am in a bowling.
Remember? You told us.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Full-blown Midwesterner now.
Yeah, so I do that Friday nights. That's kind of my time with my dad.
That's cool.
That's 8:30 at night, and
Yeah.
then we come home. That's kind of then that's like our time,
Yeah.
and then that's typically when we will be intimate because we have no kids in the house.
Right.
But
Yeah, I mean,
it's a struggle.
yeah, for me, it's not. I walk around like the wind blows hard enough. I'm ready to go.
Well,
But no, I get it.
Kid number 3 on the way.
I mean, for Stacey, I mean, yeah, like she said, it's just kids at you all day, right?
Mhm.
All
Yeah.
day, and especially at this age. I mean, when she had COVID a couple of weeks ago, I had to be on full-time dad duty for a couple of days.
And you got a
I was
little
like,
taste.
They're
Got a little
it is
taste.
constant.
Yeah.
I mean, it is constant. Like
will say, I
snacks.
really-
I want this. I want this.
I will
want this.
say I really enjoyed watching you trying to get 2 kids dressed and out of the house in the mornings to go to school. Like it was a shit show to watch.
Yeah.
I just,
You're like,
I was
just
like,
get some clothes on. I don't give a shit what they are. Put some socks on.
She's like, "Did you brush your hair?" I was like, "No, he's 6. Who fucking cares about his hair?"
because
Put a cap on.
I get the boys ready every morning by myself because he's at work. So I'm prepared. Like I get up, like like they get dressed, like, and they match. They look nice. I brush their hair. I brush their teeth. They have full healthy breakfast. I mean, like bacon, eggs, like pancakes, the whole works.
There's no time for that.
No. And I was so scared the whole week I was up in bed that my kid was going to school looking like a ratchet.
I know for sure.
Like,
malnourished.
No. I emailed the teacher and told her I had COVID. So if he comes to school like a hot mess and hair unbrushed, like, please know my husband got him ready. Because I was so freaked out. Like,
I'm like, I picture Bill as a little bit of like the big daddy role, just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Take care of him. But like, hey, you want to be named Godzilla, whatever, go for it.
Yeah.
But to that point, like, I get why, marriages with small children can struggle, like with a sex life, because even after just me getting a taste of what it's like to just have kids constantly on you all day. Now I get it. Like, she doesn't want me, like, the second the kids go to sleep, she doesn't want me like grabbing her butt and shit.
Well,
like, she's done being touched, right? There's not anything. She's just done being touched.
That's
right.
funny.
So
that's an interesting thing.
It is. Because you've got to, but it's nice. So you have your Fridays.
Yes.
And then it also sounds like you make sure each of you get a little time to yourself as well.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We definitely try to. I mean, I get probably a little bit more time. And also, I mean, I'm in an office all day away from the kids, but I'm with, I'm doing MMA twice a week and then the podcast, but they're typically asleep by the time I do my podcast. But I mean, they do struggle to fall asleep sometimes. So Stacey's got to run interference while I'm up here doing that. Every once in a while, like, I'm like, I hope she'll be down there, like, go to bed. I'm like, oh shit, I hope the mics didn't pick that shit up.
That's all right. It's real life.
We got dogs. You hear bark every once in a while. So
that's our big responsibilities, dogs.
Do you guys do is it a schedule? Like, do you have a schedule? So you get up at a certain time, do you get up before everybody else, get dressed, make sure you're ready to go, and then get the kids going? Like, do you have this set schedule that you follow?
I do. For me in the mornings with the kids, yes. So I get up first. I take a shower. I get ready. Typically, while I'm like either in the shower or getting ready, they'll wake up and they'll come upstairs into our room, and we have like a nice little sitting area of the TV. So they'll go in there and just like help themselves with the TV on. I don't care. I just need to get ready. Once I'm ready, like my goal is 6:45. We're downstairs, and then they are getting dressed. And then while they're getting dressed, I'm typically making breakfast, and then. Again, my oldest is very independent, so he brushes his own teeth. Like, he tries to brush his hair, but it looks like alfalfa style, and I can't do
like
that.
The center part.
Yeah, so I have to go back.
He does his best. Come on.
Yeah, I'm out of the house at 4:30 every day.
Yeah, so he does it. So I do it on my own. So then, typically while they're eating is when I'm like making the beds. I'm getting their backpacks ready, jackets ready, getting the car ready, lunches ready. Like, but I'm like. You can ask Bill, like he'll text me like, good morning. Like, how are you doing? I don't text from 6 to 7 because I'm so like I'm on a regimen. And if I get distracted on the phone, we're late. And then it goes from, okay, guys, put your shoes on. It's time to get in the car to get your fucking ass in the goddamn car. We lose our shit. It's like, it just goes.
And you wonder where the kid learns how to swear.
No, I know. It's so mean. Bill. I'm like, I really gotta like calm down with it. Because it does. Like, especially nice when he has his podcast and they're not cooperating and sleeping. And I'm really just trying to relax and watch my Law and Order SVU. And they're like, and like, it'll go from like, guys, go to bed, I love you, to like, I will fucking kill you if you get out of this bed again. Legit. Ask Bill. I've dragged them out of their room and put them outside and close the door. And been like, have fun outside in the dark, and they're like crying in the window.
In our gated backyard.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, you're not abandoning your child in the winter. Exactly.
That's funny.
Like 0
Yeah,
super.
She's got that Spanish temper.
And I'm working on that. Like I'm trying to.
Hey, we all try and grow. We learn.
Yeah.
Grow.
There is no. There is no over. I'm sure there are plenty of people that like parenting just comes natural and it all works out. Mm-hmm. But I would imagine the majority of people, it's just how to deal with the next frustration in line, right?
That's kind of yeah.
Like we not so much at this age, but when the kids were babies, we read all the books and all that shit. And I mean, those books aren't manuals, right? Like there's no like, oh well, this is happening. What chapter of the book is how do you solve this?
Yeah, you're looking at a dictionary trying to figure out what the hell to do or whatever, right? Encyclopedia. Yeah, that's it. It is interesting because I think you guys nailed it. It's like it's the stress of it that's why I'm like, why do you make the bed every day? Like, what's behind that? Is that a military thing? Were your parents military?
I also vacuum the house every morning before I leave the house, and then I vacuum it again when I come home to pick up my son from school, and then
that's
I vacuum
called OCD.
If you saw our house, you would not think we had children because it is like immaculate. Like there's no toys.
Nope.
I can't help it. Like
I know well, it's like, why are you making the bed? We're just gonna get in it. Like she will literally make the bed.
We pull it back.
If she runs late in the morning and doesn't make the bed in the morning, she will come home
and
at 5:30. The bed, like, what are you doing? We're getting in bed in like 2 hours. Like,
that's funny.
I'm extremely.
I'm like the burglars, and every morning she's running late. Gotta make the bed. Like,
but is it
the people that break into our house aren't going to care about the bed being made?
No, exactly. But is it one of those things that it's like for me, like going out and doing yard work for an hour or something like that? Does it actually bring you maybe like a bit of calm?
A little bit of peace.
It's just like running a vacuum, repetitive.
I find it very soothing to clean. Like I clean every day, like the house. I'm constantly dusting, mopping, vacuuming.
We go through a lot of vacuums.
Yeah, I do find it to be very, in a weird way.
That's what I'm saying. It's just kind of a, I can understand.
Sorry, Greg.
She's never cleaned.
I don't have the
one
cleaning
time.
gene.
And then I made her, I went back and re-cleaned because I thought she fucked it all up cleaning.
You didn't like the way I cleaned it.
I'm my dad, like we got the white glove. My dad was Marine. My mom was even worse. And everything had to be dusted all the time and shit like that. And I fucked up one
damage.
Emotional.
It's not gonna work, but it's okay.
Nonetheless, we going through it, like I fucked up and was like, don't use pledge on everything. Like pledge. It's like oily shit.
I used it on the furniture.
Everything. And I was like, no.
He went back over and did it. And I looked at him literally when he was done. I was like, well, yep, I'm never dusting again.
And I said, okay. And then I fucked up by saying, okay. And
so
whatever. So I cleaned the house, but now we have a housekeeper.
Yeah.
It's worth
and Greg is funny because, so tell me if this happens to you. So Greg is very particular about what he uses to clean, where things should be. And like to the point where, you know, those huge mops they have in the grocery store that they run down aisles. We have one of those. Yeah. We have one of those that he doesn't do it as much anymore because now we have a cleaning lady, but he would do that like every 3 days. And
we have dogs, 3 of them.
It's not, I want to say meticulous, but he just has he wants things done a certain way. So when Bill tries to clean, do you judge it?
Yeah.
It's not up to spec.
I'll vacuum. She's like, did you vacuum? I was like, of course I did. It's like, well, there's a dog here underneath the entertainment center.
Yes, I really will. I'm like, there's a dog, and I'll go right behind him and
re-vacuum.
The stove is a pet peeve of mine. He'll just wipe it, and then but there's smears everywhere. And I'm trying to explain to him like it's a black stainless stove, a gas stove, and try to explain to him that there's smears. And he's like,
there's streaks.
There's streaks. Like I like it streak free, like brand new from the factory, like. And he doesn't.
You're gonna wear the paint off the thing.
That's hilarious.
By cleaning it.
But in all fairness, I'm the one that cooks. So
I know.
That's our deal.
Yeah.
Whoever cooks, the opposite cleans. That's pretty much the deal around here.
That's funny. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Or to be like somebody cooks and cleans while getting the kids ready for bed now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the split kind of is evolving to this point. Is like it used to be like I would cook, you would clean, or vice versa. Now, like with the kids and stuff, like typically one of us cooks and cleans while the other one after dinner.
Conquer and divide, or divide and conquer.
It's like shower and
making sure
all that stuff. So
because there's so many tasks. That's I guess there's just always so many tasks to be done in like just daily life.
When our 4-year-old gets to be the 6-year-old, life's gonna be like so much easier.
It really will. And our 3-year-old potty trained.
That statement's gonna come back to
You're gonna both potty train. Well, yeah, 6-year-old. I hope. Yeah, it's Bill when he's hammered that you have to worry about. Trust me.
I know.
Stop peeing in the backyard of the Airbnb, buddy.
Greg.
It's all good. So, if you were to give advice to a younger couple, like you said, you guys are pretty young to have kids, in my opinion, my estimation. But when you started out, right? What would you say to a younger couple, like that's looking to have a kid? What would be like?
So, like to your niece and soon to be, your nephew and soon to be niece, they're getting married in October. they've been together forever. And I told Greg, I just hope they don't have kids right away.
And they enjoy life a little bit. But what do you guys think? I mean, what's your perspective?
I mean, I definitely wouldn't say like, you know, I wouldn't say wait necessarily, but definitely
make sure you're ready. I mean, I was always ready. I kind of felt like you weren't ready.
I think what gets a lot of people young is later on they might start getting, I wouldn't say resentful, but I think some people wish that their careers were in a better place or they were in a better place. People say financially, you're never financially ready to have kids ever. I mean, it doesn't matter. You could have billions in the bank. The lifestyle you're living at that, you're not financially ready to have a kid. Like it doesn't ever work that way. But yeah, I guess just be where you want to be in life when you have kids, because it is life changing. Like it is. I mean, one you can almost. No, I'm not gonna say that. One does change your life a lot. Having two is, I mean, everybody told us like one's easy, two's 3 times harder. And and it's time.
Yeah. I would say my advice would be just make sure, like, again, with Bill, I'm not so much like waiting till you're ready, but because accidents also happen and also, you know, but I would say make sure like your marriage is really solid before you have kids, because we've experienced this, like it's definitely, it's a second, like it's not a priority anymore. It's our children are a priority and then we're a priority. And sometimes we forget that we were like, we were something before we had kids. And then we kind of just like, you know, are all focused on our children and we forget about us. So we're kind of like, we're still working on that. Just trying
we have tense moments sometimes, right? Luckily, I think we're both, unlike some people, unfortunately, like we're both really good about talking through issues. Like we'll get in fight.
Communication's huge, right?
But we're talking about it next. But yeah, I think we're starting to kind of learn the priority of, we need to get back, even like we're parents, you know, that's the number one priority. We need to get back to like dating. Right.
Yes.
Like I don't ever want to be in a relationship where we're not ever not dating. Right.
The fun part about being in a relationship, right? Doing the cool shit and going out and experiencing.
What brought you together in the first place?
Yeah. What brought you together? Not just going through the mundane every single day, right?
If you lose that, you're essentially roommates. At that point. Right? So,
that's a scary thing, right? You don't want to become roommates.
That's just hard. I mean, like I said, our kids are both still very young. And so obviously like they take so much of your attention, you lose focus on that, and that's okay. You just need to know, you just gotta at some point gotta realize like you need to have you need to prioritize your relationship as well.
And that's also like when family keeps their kids, which we're fortunate enough that we have like my mom and his mom that keep them on a weekly basis overnight. We really try to make that time together, like even if we're not even intimate, just like
hanging out together, right? Just be together.
Just we're like
even if you're sitting on the couch watching a movie together, kind of thing.
Right? We're on a date, whether it's dinner and a movie at home, whether it's going out, you know, it's just us.
It's your time. Reconnect. Got to reconnect.
Well, and here's the thing, why I think we do that too, but we don't have kids, but we're so busy. So I can imagine like you have to put in double the effort for that because you have kids, you know, so totally get it.
Thank you guys. Go ahead.
I haven't heard the previous episode. I know we're running out of time, but like, what was it for you guys? Was it just career, or you guys? I know we work
a lot.
Well, and I'm 7 years older than Greg, so when we got married, I was 37 and he was 30, and so we thought we'd have one, and then the years went by, and when I turned 40, I was like, dude, this train is leaving the station, so it's going to happen or not happen. And he came back a couple days later and was like, man, we're good. You know, we'll have fur babies.
So that's perfectly fine.
We've both got lots and lots of nieces and nephews.
Lots.
So on both sides. So we've had a lot of kid experience. And then we've got like neighbors. We've always had great neighbors where we lived, and you know, we move a lot. We've moved a lot. So the neighbors always kind of take us in.
And we get their kids in.
Yeah. We get to hang out with their kids, and you know, so it's always the community.
Like our neighbors here, their kids call us Uncle Greg and Aunt Beth, you know? And
so it's kind of cool. So we get to experience kind of a little bit, but we get to send them home.
Yes.
That's kind of it's always.
Well, you guys made that decision because we've experienced, like her at the daycare, we've experienced so many parents that literally like they had kids because it's what you're supposed to do. And you can tell like there's a lot of resentment, and typically the
Or
Or
marriage
it's an
is
accident or something, an accident,
so.
whatever.
Yeah.
If you don't want to have kids, like
Don't have kids. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
Totally fine.
I don't think there's a stigma around that anymore. If you don't want to have kids, don't have-
Exactly. You said the key
Absolutely.
word anymore.
There used to be.
there
a
used to
stigma.
be.
Yeah. I
Well,
thought
hey,
they would have kids at
Guys,
like 25.
we're gonna start running out of time here. So thank you for joining us. This has been so much fun.
Stacey, Bill, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I want you guys, Bill, go out, plug your podcast real quick. Tell them where they can find you, all the good stuff.
Yeah, man. So Neuter Nation podcast. We just did a couple episodes down in Austin. Greg, you've been on a couple times, but you can find it on YouTube, Neuter Nation podcast, Instagram at Neuter Nation podcast. We go live Thursdays. The live chat's typically fun. We do a lot of Zoom in stuff, so I get random people on to talk about whatever. So definitely go check us out.
Awesome.
And follow and
Click like, subscribe, all this stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Hit that thumbs up.
Stacey, anything you want to shout out? You want to shout out anybody? Anything?
No, I'm good. I don't really know anybody online. So.
That's good. No, guys, we appreciate it so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. And for the same for us, this married life, that's why we're talking about different issues, different topics, bringing, this is the first time we brought anybody on live, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
For the
Thanks for being
life.
our guinea pigs.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you guys for working with us so much. It's been awesome. You can go out and check us out on all of the channels. You gonna say something?
Nope.
Okay. So thank you so much. We'll catch you next time.
Bye, guys.
Stay right there. You guys stay right there.
Oh,